Welcome back to something. This week's readings. All right, let's restart that. Welcome back to our weekly readings for each human design. That's where we're at. It's been a good but long day. All right, so we're gonna go through each card. Each design has a specific card, a specific energy, a specific message. But before we dive into that, we're gonna go with the overall energy of this week, and we are calling in playfulness. Playfulness. This is the Soul Tree deck, and it's one of my favorite decks I ever had. It's the Soul Tree Ascension deck if you want to grab it. So beautiful. But this week is all about playfulness. So let's just get into the energy of it. Let's take a deep breath and let go of all the energy we've taken on throughout the day or whenever you are receiving this from the night. And just come back into this present moment and allow yourself to just receive these messages openly with an open mind and open heart. All right, so playfulness. When we take things so seriously, we forget that it doesn't have to be so serious. It doesn't have to be this important, I'm hearing like professional, like there's a lot of boundaries that are being broken, or like, not even boundaries, walls that are being broken that you thought you had to stay in, but it stops you from receiving more playfulness in your life, whether it's in your job, in your lifestyle, in whatever it is. You get to be playful because there's always a playful option. And the only difference is recognizing it brings awareness to it, and then you're open to what other playful energy is actually available to you every fucking day. And we're really calling this energy in this week and for the rest of the year and onwards, but more so because I feel like there's a lot of jokes that are going to come up. Like I'm just seeing belly laughter. And if that's something that you want, you get to have. You get to have that now. Like that is genuinely always available to us. We just forget because of these structures, especially professionalism. Like even though there has a place for that, it's also important to be yourself. And if you find that you're not being yourself because of certain statures like professionalism, see if there's a bit of room, which there always will be, to lighten the space, to lighten the energy, right? Because especially we take things seriously when we're so attached to something, right? And when we're so attached, we forget that, oh, well, it actually doesn't matter either way. It's not that serious. And like just play with the energy and see how it feels. If it feels like you have relief, you're in the right fucking direction. Because your peace is paramount. Your peace is your signal that you're in alignment. And I don't mean peace in terms of turning away from the shit that you need to look at. I'm talking about peace in terms of even when you are aware of what's going on, you accept yourself as you are, you accept the circumstances as the best you can, and you get to see what is actually available to you, and it takes you out of the stuck state into the expanded state. And that's your natural state, which we love. So that is this week's energy. Anything else for the spirit? Yes. There's no need to worry about the future outcomes. Let go of where you feel you need to be someone else to receive what you really want. You don't. I like that. Anything else with that spirit? All right, that is this week's overall message. I'm going to leave it as the crowning card. Now, let us begin with Manifestors. Oh, my Manifestors, let's go. We have well-being for you this week. This week is all about your well-being. They're showing me health energy. They're showing me food. They're showing me you cook. They're showing me you concerned about, I'm actually hearing you're also concerned about your weight and your health in that regard. Like I'm hearing, don't worry so much. Again, incorporate playfulness with this because you don't need to overact or overanalyze your well-being. You get to also lean on your inner truth and your inner compass to show you, and your body to show you what you actually need, not just from your mindset, but or from logic, but also understanding that your body can communicate with you and does communicate with you 24/7. So open up a conversation with your body this week to understand what it is you need, not based on trying to fit into a structure again that has taken away the joy out of reconnecting with your body, reconnecting with your health. Because again, your body is trying to communicate and always trying to tell you something. And if there's pain, if there's emotional distress, if there's anxiety, like, open your mind up to the idea that you don't have to do it in the way other people have, right? And again, this is, I'm not a medical, this is not medicine, this is not in replace of anything medical, but this is more an understanding, I have to say that, this is more an understanding of your body, yourself, your own connection to your body. Because ultimately, everything is connected. Everything is a practice. Everything is an understanding and a growth and evolution. And the more that you communicate and connect to your body, the more you'll understand why your body is physically presenting pain in pain, whether it's physical pain, emotional pain, etc. Because as we know, energy manifests into the physical, right? It's both. This physical realm is made up of energy first. That's the root. So just play around this week. Understand where you haven't given yourself room to breathe, why you are concerned about your health. And of course, every situation is different, but this feels more about the aesthetics in connection to like weight loss and health. Don't worry so much. Give yourself more love than you are, because I'm hearing inner critic is alive and well, and we want to give love to that part of us, because that part of you is trying to protect yourself, and you don't need to protect yourself with inner criticism. That's not real protection. What protection is and self-devotion is giving yourself love and acceptance, really acceptance of where you are right now, who you are right now, and as you move forward, and who you've been too. All right, anything else for the manifestors this week? That's your message. All right, cool. Let's get on to the next one. We have projectors. Oh, projectors, I said that weird. But for my projectors, we have the unknown. There's a bit of a void feeling here. Void in the sense of brand new. Void in the sense of something hasn't been conceived yet, hasn't been born yet. Some ideas, and this week is about new ideas, newness in a way that you've never actually allowed yourself to be in, and you've been making space and making room in ways that you haven't before. So it's a little bit nerve-wracking, especially for your brain and your nervous system if they're not used to this energy. So it's like getting comfortable with the uncomfortable. But this week, I always say, when there's room for unknown, it's fucking great, because even though your mind can't understand it, your higher self knows exactly what the fuck they're doing. So give yourself some space this week to explore what you don't know, to explore what hasn't been done before, but you're giving yourself the chance to just see it in a new light, see it in a new space. And then you'll notice things that once your perspective changes, you'll notice all the things outside of you also change. Now, let me rephrase. The things outside of you don't necessarily change. They can and they will the more your inner perspective does. But not only will you see it in a different light, you'll see them transform in front of your eyes because you've changed within, right? What you choose to focus on, you focus your energy on, that's all you're going to fucking see. And when we have belief systems and programmings, right? Those programmings, let's say we have a programming that, we take everything so seriously because it's important just in case we're not safe, just in case we need to prove ourselves. Let's say like that's the energy. Proving yourself is not going to do anything to actually validate you, but that part of you is going to look for proof that they're not validated because they believe that they're not validated. So it's not even, what's the word? It's not even like a worry. It's more like, oh, the world that part of you is living in is the existence where you are not validated. So you're going to get confirmation outside of you of how unvalidated this part of you actually believes you are. Rather than, okay, if you're going to focus on playfulness and life gets to be playful and I get to be playful every fucking day and that gets to be my existence, you are only going to look for proof that that is true. I hope that makes sense. Leave in the comments if you have any questions about that. But yeah, so this week is all about the unknown, but also I'm hearing this is about your shadow, the parts that you haven't wanted to look at, wanted to see, is going to come up this week with the eclipse. And it's going to show you things, show you places where you can expand deeper into yourself. Parts of you that have been numbed, parts of you that have been disconnected from, discarded. These elements want to come up, and it might be painful at first because you've spent so much time hiding them out of self-preservation that it's time to look at them, see them, and love them. Well, accept them. Sometimes we have to do acceptance first before we can love them. But accept them and then eventually be able to love them. That love these parts of you. And you're going to discover things about yourself that you've always wanted to connect to but never felt safe to. And you're creating the safe space this week. Deeper expansion, which is beautiful. Anything else for the projectors? No, that's your message, babies. Next, we have manifesting generators, and we have discover. This week is about discovering yourself in a way that, again, you have not done before. This is very much about new identities. You guys shapeshift a lot to accommodate the world around you. You're not doing that shit anymore. You're done with that shit. You're done with playing the rules in a way that doesn't benefit you, but to benefit others. And I'm hearing like life story, like this is not your story, okay? You are here to discover new aspects of yourself, new lights within you that you haven't seen. And by doing that, in this playful energy, you also get access to. You're going to recognize that you're not here to accommodate everybody else. You're reclaiming that part of you this week. By being open to it, you are naturally reclaiming this, especially if you're hearing this. Which is a beautiful thing because you don't need to be someone else to be loved. You don't need to be anybody else. You don't need to act like someone else to be seen, to be loved, to be honored, to be respected. And the moment you decide that that's the case, it's reinforced in your physical reality. You're not here to also obey other people's rules of what life should look like, of how you should live your life, which I'm hearing is generational for you guys, from everybody. But this week is highlighted for you, where you are not here to repeat patterns. You are not here to repeat other people's lifetimes. You are here to define what success means to you. Like I feel like in my back, I feel like your open heart energy. You're receiving a new state of being this week. And you get to decide what that looks like for you. Not from just your mind, not from your mind, but what will actually fulfill the real you. Just by being. If you didn't have a name, if you didn't have a personality or character that you've been attached to, that version of you underneath all of that gets to be highlighted and honored in a deeper reverence, in your deepest essence. That feels good. Anything else, Spirit, for manifesting generators? That is your message this week, babies. Let me know how it goes. All right, anything else, Spirit? All right, we have generators next, and we have holding back. So, self-explanatory. But this week, you're going to notice where you've been holding yourself back from in your conversations, in the way you create, in the way you make your decisions, in the way you take actions. You're going to see where you have stopped yourself, and like the reservation is the word that's coming through. Also, shyness energy, and to know that you don't need to be someone else. Very similar message throughout this week. You do not need to be someone else to be revered, to be honored again, but to know that it gets to be easy to be yourself. That's when you know if you're naturally who you really are, in your joy, laughing, in your playfulness, in your sadness, in your darkness, you get to be yourself with yourself as well as your people. You'll know that that safety gets to be expanded, gets to be deeper. It gets to be known and owned. So that you don't feel the need to hold yourself back out of fear of hurting other people, out of fear of being seen a certain way, or out of a fear of being misjudged, or saying something you don't, and someone perceives what you say in a negative way and you didn't mean it. These energies of something being misconstrued, these are the little things I'm hearing as in your teenage years have affected you unconsciously, and so you stop yourself. And eventually you're about to burst because you've been doing that for so long. And you have to breathe out. Allow yourself to be yourself in front of you. And that's the first step. Because it's not about other people in the end. It's about you. Your fear of other people judging you is because you judge yourself already. And you don't need to do that anymore. This is not something you need to hold on to. So instead of holding back, this week you're going to be compassionate with yourself, and you're just going to become aware of where you've been doing that and give love to those parts of you like you would a child. Effortlessly know that they are accepted with you, they are safe with you. Having those conversations with yourself where you're like, you know what, it's okay. It's okay that we're not perfect. It's okay that we aren't perfect in these people's eyes. It's okay that we aren't accepted by them because I accept you. That's so paramount. You accepting yourself first. And then everyone else, you won't give a flying fuck if they accept you because you accept yourself. And then the right people will come into your life or expand that space and love for you to receive their love for the people in your life already. Anything else for generators? Yes. I'm hearing to let go of the limelight specifically. So I feel like that's a very specific message for those who are trying to level up their fame, become famous in this lifetime. Let go of the limelight. It's not going to fulfill you. You might be destined for it because you feel pulled to it, but it's a double-edged coin, double-edged sword. Your ego has attached to that desire, to that soul desire or that heart desire. Although for a lot of you, it's not actually a desire, it's actually a need to be seen, which we'll get to. But the double-edged is that your ego is attached to that idea and then said, oh, this is great because that's what success is. Oh, okay, cool, because then I'll be seen and validated. And this is a massive message to twofold. You do not need to be seen by other people to be validated. You validate yourself first, everything else falls into place. And I mean what actually fulfills you, not just limelight and fame. That shit will not fulfill you at all. You could be the most famous person on the planet. It won't matter. Like, at all. 2, those who are afraid of being seen but want to be seen, this message is for you. Your fear of being seen is the fear of being judged, right? When you stop judging yourself and give yourself the safety and peace to be yourself in all ways, in all range of spectrum of emotions, doesn't matter when, where, or how, you give yourself permission to be yourself, which means that you'll then know what you really want because you won't be trying to fill a void and a hole of validation from other people. You won't need it anymore. You'll be you'll feel that wholeness within you and be like, oh, compliments and insults are literally the same fucking thing. I don't, like, everyone else's opinion literally doesn't touch me, and I get to pick and choose what I actually receive. This is important because the validation for you this week is also what holds you back from expressing yourself, and you are also done with that shit. And to know how to move forward in where you actually want to go that will fulfill you, whether that is fame or not, you can only truly know once you've given yourself the love that you've been craving through that this entire time. They're also showing me Instagram and followers and like very much about metrics. Fuck that shit. It's not going to fulfill you. It's just not. And when you recognize that you don't actually need it, that's actually when it comes in anyway. Anything else? Spirit for generators? No. That's your message, generators. Beautiful. Let's move on to the last but not least, reflectors. We have the path. You are lighting your own life, baby. You are lighting up the path yourself. Your soul is literally, the way they're showing it to me is like your soul's showing breadcrumbs and trying to like get you this way, get you to help you come this way, and to go through all the lessons and stuff to help you remember who the fuck you really are, and ultimately understand that your path is different to everybody else's. Like everyone's path is different to each other's, but you in particular, reflectors, have a very specific path in this lifetime and define so many different things for different people in your way. Like the way you help people is by being you, noticing the things you do, creating the things you do in your way only. And it's a brave path because it hasn't been done before. And you get to define that. But your soul is breadcrumbing you for sure in the best way, not like negative, but like helping you see where to go next. So tap deeper into your soul this week, because this more of your path is being revealed this week for sure, and it's going to become really clear. Is there something else to clarify with that? All right, well, let's see what comes through for you, reflectors, today. Woo! 10 of Cups. Okay, I get it. Your emotional fulfillment is in this. Your emotional fulfillment comes through when you follow your path. It lies here, okay? So whenever you're doubting, like, is this the right direction? Should I follow myself? Is it worth the risk? Every fucking time, abso-fucking-lutely. Following your truth will always, trump following anybody else. Same with readings. If you ever get readings, if you ever get advice, always come back to your truth. This is a general message for everybody. But in your case, it's because you're easily influenced right now because you're going to be taking a risk this week and you're not sure if you should. Yes, do it. Follow yourself. If that feels aligned to you, do it. If you're questioning yourself based on other people, that's your signal that that's not your truth. That's your fear of being... Interesting. There's a fear of being betrayed by yourself, by your intuition, by your truth, by your knowing. You can't be. There's a past life energy for you guys. It's coming up this week about betrayal of yourself, betraying yourself. You're not gonna. You've cleared the cycle. You're clearing the cycle. Like the karmic cycle has been cleared. Allow the eclipse energy to do what it wants to do to clear it out fully. But this week, you are lighting up that path more, and you're gonna get deeper insight just by being open to it and allowing it in. Anything else for reflectors? That's your message this week. That was beautiful. I love that. All right. So those are your messages this week. We're going to have some light and sound transmission support, light coded release and activating support for you guys as well that I'm going to upload. But you can access all my metaphysical education if you have any questions about light language, manifesting, the witch wound, anything that you just want to know more information about. More will be uploaded this week. And for those of you that don't know, I channel light codes like it's breathing for me. And that's why I created the code experience. And you can find out more about that as well on my YouTube channel. And you can DM me, email me for any questions at all. Because the code experience is using the vibration of light to shift you at a cellular level in your unconscious state. And then you can join my membership to understand how to integrate everything. I love this work so fucking much because it is showing you that you are not just one dimension. You are a multi-dimensional divine being, and you're remembering who the fuck you really are. And whenever you forget, I will help you remember. I will see you next week.